Here's a little bar talk story about how Boulder became an energy boom town in the first place back in the 1800s. And the story starts with Isaac Canfield and Neil Mackenzie. Alright, so this dude Isaac Canfield was a coal miner back in the 1870s who had a coal mine named Rob Roy in a town named after him called Canfield, which is now Erie. And anyway, the coal mine wasn't that successful because all of the coal miners were striking at that time, so he left Boulder. And then he came back many years later, right, as we all do, and it was a good thing that Rufus was the sheriff at the time because she knew everybody. And so she introduced Isaac to Neil Mackenzie, who was a silver miner and rancher. And this dude Neil was a big deal because he owned about like 500 acres right outside of Boulder.
Hey, yeah, Isaac, I've heard a lot about you. Yeah, you got a nice ranch here.
Yeah, and so it was on Neil Mackenzie's ranch in 1901 that Isaac made one of the very first oil discoveries in Colorado. It was actually the second oil discovery made in Colorado, and it was a huge deal because, you know, it was actually one of the very first oil discoveries made in the whole entire nation west of the Mississippi, right? And so Boulder went berserk because, you know, the silver mining crash of 1893 had just happened, right? Like 8 years before. You know, this just totally crippled the entire state of Colorado financially. Major depression, right? So when this discovery of oil happened, it was like just a crazy town. All of a sudden, here's, you know, like oil just spewing out of Neil Mackenzie's ranch for all of Boulder to see, right? And so they were like, "Ah, wow!" And everyone was coming up to the oil well with little bottles to take home like oil souvenirs. I mean, this was a big deal. All of a sudden, like Boulder is super prosperous again, and bam, overnight, Boulder energy boomtown. Hey, and guess what? The Mackenzie well is still around today. Yeah. You can actually go right up to it and check it out, hang out with it, and if you live at Diagonal Crossing, when you're at the pool, you can check it out right over there.
What's your name again?
I'm Neil.
Nice to meet you.
And you're
Isaac.
you're Isaac.
It's a pleasure. This is really heavy.
Let me get it.
It's got blood on it, though. I don't know. Do you see that? It's red now? Oh, there's a couple.
There are?
You're like so far off because you're looking through the camera. I don't get paid enough for this.
I spy with my little